so we're just about getting ready to start quarterly number 1, covering all the content that we've talked about thus far in science, so good luck. Hopefully right here we have the front page. Hopefully I've covered that already in class together. If not, definitely make sure your name, my name, your ID, and your period number on that so that I have that information. As you scroll down here, you can actually see the directions. Hopefully I've gone over those all together. You're looking at making sure that you listen and read carefully. You're using the appropriate pencil. We are using those blue scans. Multiple choice questions, definitely circle your answer choice and only mark one answer. Constructive responses, I don't think there are any in this, but if there are any, definitely make sure that they're on a separate sheet of paper. And then of course if you get to a question you don't know, number 6 here, skip it and come back to it. You can either rewind this film and hear me read it and talk about it again, or you can raise your hand and I'll definitely come around and help you out with that. So here we go. And of course number 7, check over your work when you're done. So we're looking at, here's a periodic table. Use it. You can actually detach it, have it by your side. There's several questions that'll be beneficial for. So starting on number 1. Number 1 reads, the box C plus capital O subscript 2 yields capital C capital O subscript 2. So 1, according to this equation, what happened to the carbon and oxygen? A, they combined chemically to form a new compound. B, they combined chemically to form carbon and oxygen. C, they combine physically to form a new mixture. Or D, they combine physically to form a new element. According to this equation, what happened to the carbon and oxygen? Moving on to number 2. The atom you're looking for has this energy level model. So you're looking, there's the picture there. The atom you're looking for has this energy level model. A is for Mg, B is for O, C is Au, and D is Be. Number 3. Which of the following does not describe an atom? A nucleus containing neutrons and protons. B, electrons and energy shells surrounding a nucleus. C, a nucleus containing neutrons, protons, and electrons. D, a subatomic particle containing positive charge, negative charge, and neutral parts. Which of the following does not describe an atom? If I am going too fast, don't worry, you can always pause me, rewind, fast forward, and make sure that you get all the information you need. Let's take a look now at question number 4. Which of the following is not a characteristic of an acid? A, sour taste, or taste sour. B, reacts with metals. C, feels slippery. Or D, turns blue litmus paper red. Which of the following is not a characteristic of an acid? Number 5. A scientist observes that an unknown solution turns red litmus paper blue and does not react with zinc or carbonate ions. Which of the following best describes the unknown solution? A colloid, B, an acid, C, a base, or D, a suspension. The scientist observes that an unknown solution turns red litmus paper blue and does not react with zinc or carbonate ions. Which of the following best describes the unknown solution? Number 6. Which of the following pH values indicates an acidic solution? A, pH 3, B, pH 7, C, pH 12, or D, pH 20. Which of the following pH values indicates an acidic solution? Number 7. Why is dissolving table salt in water an example of a physical change? A, neither of the substances changes into a new substance. B, the salt cannot be separated from the water. C, the water cannot become saturated with salt. Or D, a physical change occurs whenever a substance is mixed with water. Why is dissolving table salt in water an example of a physical change? All right, here we are, moving on to number 8. The table below shows a chemical reaction. Mass of reactants, mass of products. Glucose, carbon plus hydrogen plus oxygen. 565 grams. 175 grams plus 270 grams plus what? Is that A, 120 grams, B, 180 grams, C, 390 grams, or D, 700 grams? The table below shows a chemical reaction. Please tell me what goes in the place of the question mark. Number 9. Which properties of aluminum makes it a suitable metal for soft drink cans? A, it has good electrical conductivity. B, it can be hammered into a thin sheet. Its malleability. C, it can be drawn into long wires. Its ductility. Or D, it can reflect light. Its luster. Which of the properties of aluminum make it a suitable metal for soft drink cans? So this says to use the periodic table in the front of the test booklet for questions 10 through 12. So definitely make sure you have that periodic table out. Number 10. Select the element that is a metalloid. A, iron, Fe. B, lead, Pb. C, helium, He. Or D, boron, B. Select the element that is a metalloid. Number 11. An atom of which element has 47 protons in its nucleus? A, silver, Ag. B, titanium, Ti. C, iodine, I. Or D, nickel, Ni. Which of the atoms of an atom of which element has 47 protons in its nucleus? Number 12. Select the two elements that you could expect to have properties very much like those of calcium, Ca. A, potassium, K, and copper, Cu. B, beryllium, Be, and magnesium, Mg. C, strontium, Sr, and cobalt, Co. And D, hydrogen, H, and sodium, Na. Select the two elements that you would expect to have properties much like those of calcium, Ca. Number 13. Sarah wants to know if mice prefer peanut butter over cheese. In what order should she do the following steps? W, write a report on her findings. X, place a bowl of peanut butter and a block of cheese next to each other in a mouse cage. Y, one at a time, place 10 mice in the cage and observe which food they prefer. Z, predict which food the mice will prefer. A would be Y, then X, then W, then Z. Answer B would go Z, then X, then Y, then W. Answer C says it goes Z, then Y, then X, then W. And answer D says it goes Y, Z, X, then W. Which one is in the order that Sarah would follow? Moving on to the next page. Matching. Match the word with the correct definition. So our words are hypothesis, 14, conclusion, 15, problem, 16, and experiment, 17. What? A reads what you will be solving by experimenting, stated as a question. So match A to the word you think it's appropriate. B reads a detailed list of steps or procedures used to test the hypothesis. C says an educated guess to what the result of a question will be. And D, explaining what was found through data collection. So again, you're matching the letter to the words hypothesis, conclusion, problem, and experiment. Number 18. A student wanted to identify a mineral based on the flow chart below. The mineral was silver color, harder than a fingernail, and left black streaks. Based on the flow chart, which mineral could the student have been observing? A, graphite, B, pyrite, C, galena, or D, sulfur. Based on the flow chart, the mineral was silver in color, harder than a fingernail, and left black streaks. Which mineral could the student have been observing? We're doing great. This one's a little bit long, so I'll have to chop it up a little bit. 19 reads, you are conducting an experiment to determine if increasing ultraviolet radiation from a decrease. You are conducting an experiment to determine if increasing ultraviolet radiation from the decrease in the ozone layer is killing off frog tadpoles. After examining all the data available in the library, you decide to go with the hypothesis that increased ultraviolet radiation from the sun is killing off the tadpoles. You decide an experiment with a control and an experimental group. You design it, sorry. Group 1 involves 100 tadpoles in a 5-gallon container of water, which is covered by glass, knowing that the glass will filter out the ultraviolet radiation. Group 2 will be set up exactly like Group 1, except that instead of being covered with glass, it will be covered with acrylic plexiglass, which will not filter out the UV radiation. You then place the group outside for a period of a month and observe the results. Your results. Group 1, Group 2. Number of tadpoles started with 100, 100. Number finished 96, 96. What is the independent variable? A, the number of tadpoles. B, the container cover. C, period of time. Or D, the amount of UV radiation. What is the independent variable? Number 20. Which of the following questions is testable in a scientific investigation? A, are mice happy when they walk on their wheel? B, are mice better pets than gerbils? C, are mice easier to take care of than gerbils? D, are gerbils more active at night than during the day? Which of the following questions is testable in a scientific investigation? Number 20. A student wants to see the volume of a marble. Which statement would the student use? Which instrument would the student use? Looking at A, B, C, and D, a student wants to see the volume of a marble. Which instrument would the student use? (22) The densities of 4 different woods are shown below. Wood sample densities. Type of wood, density, grams over centimeters cubed. African teakwood, 0.98. Balsa, 0.14. Cedar, 0.55. Ironwood, 1.23. Which wood would sink when placed in a fluid with a density of 1.14 grams per centimeters cubed? Would that be A, the African teakwood, B, the balsa, C, cedar, or D, the ironwood? Which wood would sink when placed in a fluid with a density of 1.14 grams per centimeter cubed? Almost done. 23. Imagine that you're doing an experiment that requires you to smell the odor of a chemical solution in a beaker. Which procedure should always be followed? A. Pour some of the solution on a paper towel, then sniff the towel. B. Wave the fumes towards your nose with your hand. C. Remove your safety goggles before smelling the chemicals. D. You should never smell the chemicals. Which procedure should be always used when smelling chemicals from a beaker? I can see the end. Number 24. What tool is used to measure the volume of a liquid? A. A graduated cylinder. B. A balance. C. A computer. Or D. A stopwatch. What tool is used to measure the volume of a liquid? 25. In the scientific investigation, what is the control group used for? A. Comparison. B. Observation. C. Experimentation. Or D. Condensation. In a scientific investigation, what is the control group used for? And finally, number 26. Which variable in an experiment does the person doing the experiment change? A. The dependent variable. B. The independent variable. C. The control. Or D. The hypothesis. Which variable in an experiment does the person doing the experiment change? All right, so definitely look over your questions and your answers. If you have anything you want me to reread, you can raise your hand and I'll make sure I come over to you. If there is anything that, or you can rewind in this video and listen to me read it again. Definitely look over your work. Good job. We are done with the quarterly number 1.